Hey everyone, I was thinking about doing another wishlist video, and for a while, ever since I was a kid, you know what? One of the things I've really wanted that we just never really got in a major way is ally characters or civilian characters. For Power Rangers, let's see, it's extremely rare to get allies or civilians or even side characters in the toy line. Most of the time, for the majority of Power Rangers' lifespan, the toy line is limited to just the Rangers and the Zords, and then also we'll get these weird dumb motorcycle things and Megazords and yeah. Sometimes we get monsters. Here's my broken Snizzard. um, let's see. Let's see, we got other companies now doing Power Rangers stuff, here's a Funko of Pumpkin Wrapper there. Let's see, Super 7 is going to be doing some Ultimates figures for Power Rangers. They've been doing the Reaction line of figures, and they're all really cool, but again, we're still not getting figures that I really, really want. The Ultimates line, they look cool, and the Reaction toys look cool, but the problem with them is they're toys we've already gotten in other waves or other lines, and the only thing that really stands out with the Ultimates and the Reaction figures and the Funko Pops is that they're all the same type of figure in the same scale, the same style, and that's nice to have because when Bandai was doing the line, and now with Hasbro doing it, sometimes the toys will get different toys and we can have a whole team, but they're not all in the same scale or they have other weird differences. So, that's a cool thing. I'm rambling. Getting to the point, ally figures, civilian characters. Let's see, I'm really surprised with all the focus that Mighty Morphin has gotten, we've never gotten Balkan Skull toys. Or, well, actually, we did get little figurines way back in. I don't even remember, the very first season, I think. They did make little tiny figurines of Balkan Skull. And then in Samurai, we got Squinkies, these teeny tiny little rubber things, and there was a Bulk and a Spike Squinky. So, Oh, and Bulk also got a Mega Bloks figurine, I think. But yeah, that's it for Bulk and Skull. So, Bulk has broken out into toys a few times, kind of, but never in a main Bandai line or now in the Hasbro line. Let's see, Bulk and Skull. Why haven't they gotten Pop figures? Pop would be perfect for Bulk and Skull. They're exactly the type of characters that would work as Pop figures. Uh, because Pop figures, they, pander to, the most popular, nostalgia type of things, and Bulk and Skull are huge characters from Mighty Morphin that people are nostalgia for. But instead, we got. Who did we get? Oh, yeah. We got a Pudgy Pig figure and Pumpkin Wrapper. Got a couple of the main villains there. Uh, oh, yeah, and they made figures for the new movie. There's a movie Rita there. But yeah, for some reason, not Bulk and Skull. And it's so weird, because a while ago, Hasbro did the Fan First Friday thing. Before that, they announced the second wave of the Retro Megazords, Almighty Morphin stuff, and, the hardcore fans, the older fans like me, we're kind of getting sick of it. I don't mind, but it's just, it feels like they're missing a huge audience, because there is a big audience who grew up with Samurai and SPD or Lost Galaxy or Dino Thunder. All these other seasons have enormous fan bases, and kids who watched them when they were little, now they're adults, they want toys of those characters, but they're not really getting them because Hasbro continues to pander to Mighty Morphin, and the argument is, well, Mighty Morphin sells. Well, of course it does. It's the thing that they produce the most of. So whatever. Anyway, I do have hope though that eventually we will get stuff like civilian characters and ally characters, more monsters, more obscure stuff, and also hopefully they'll uh, get better with quality control because lately, or well, from the beginning, they've had weird issues with quality. I saw on Twitter earlier, somebody got someone ordered the white ninja, or black Ninja Ranger from Target, and for some reason it came in a white Ranger box. Okay. Like, at least all the pieces were in there, but then there was somebody else who got one in the wrong box with no accessories. It was the figure and nothing else. Then there was someone who got a figure with the shoulder, like, popped out in the box. And a bunch of other weird things are going on with the Lightning Collection figures. But hopefully things will straighten out, and because like they do some really cool things. Like, here's the Tango Warrior figure, freaking awesome, love this guy. Let's see, I got the Finster figure in my room, I got the Phantom Ranger, got the A-Squad Rangers. Let's see, up here, let's see, from the Retro Megazord line, we got Ninja Con. So amazing that they actually would do a deep cut character like Ninja Con. Let's see, the Lost Galaxy Megazord. That was a really cool little thing, and unfortunately we're gonna have to wait a while now before we get more Megazords outside of Mighty Morphin. Like, the Lost Galaxy Megazord should feel really proud. He's the only, like, non-Mighty Morphin related character. Ninja Con is from the Ninja Storm toy line, but he's a recolor of Ninjor, so that's still a Mighty Morphin connection. So anyway, finally, after 6.5 minutes of rambling about whatever, here's my wish list of allies and civilian characters that I want to see in the Lightning Collection line and a side character line or something. I don't know how they would do it, but like, Hasbro does Star Wars and they do G.I. Joe. Those are human characters in, like, normal human clothes, or, well, not always normal. Like, G.I. Joes are army guys, Star Wars is a fantasy sci-fi thing. Whatever, anyway. Oh, and they do Marvel, too, and Marvel has done characters in, like, plain clothes, like the J. Jonah Jameson figure from a while ago, and they're doing a Hammerhead, or actually Hammerhead came out a while ago from Marvel Legends. And they're doing that Ned and Peter Parker thing. That looks really cool. I want to get that. Anyway, finally, I ramble a lot. Sorry. So finally, onto my list. The characters that are most likely to get Lightning Collection figures are Balkan Skull, definitely. I'm honestly surprised it hasn't happened yet. This is like the perfect thing that fans would love, especially the fans who are sick of Mighty Morphin stuff. Like, the Retro Megazord Wave 2 line is kind of a step in the right direction if they're going to double down on Mighty Morphin stuff, because we're at least getting Zords in a scale that we've never gotten them before. We've gotten the normal Megazord in that scale, we've gotten the White Tiger Zord, we're getting a Dragon Zord toy from the Ultimate line, and the Reaction line has done one. But this time we're getting the Dragon Zord in battle mode, and I'm rambling outside of what the focus of the video is supposed to be, but I'm going to do it anyway. Oh yeah, and then there's that dumb black and gold Megazord repaint. I don't know what the point of that is. I don't know who wants it exactly. No one was asking for it. I don't know why they keep making it. I looked it up and, like, wow, a bunch of seasons got those black and gold Megazords. Why? Who wants them? Anyway, Anyway, my point is that fans would like it if they're gonna focus on Mighty Morphin, do things that they've never done before for any other line. And so, yeah, Balkan Skull are most likely to get toys. Let's see. For their outfits, they do have, like, different outfits and different looks throughout the show. There's a potential for variants and re-releases and recolors. Let's see. There's tons of different costumes Balkan Skull wear. I could do a whole video just talking about the costumes that they wear. They could do a whole line of just Balkan Skull in different costumes, and it could continue for a couple of years, probably, and the fans would definitely buy it. But anyway, for the main, like, if they were to make figures of Balkan Skull, what I would want is their classic outfits from, like, Day of the Dumpster. The very first outfits. They're the most iconic. They're the outfits I think most people would associate with them. They're the outfits that are worn the most for them. My list keeps falling off my side here. Let's see. Things they could come with. Well, a cream pie to smash in their faces, I guess. Because that happened a lot. Oh, maybe their giant sandwich they make that one time that has a board in it. Yeah, there's some episode where they come in and they're showing the class how to make this gigantic sub, the bulk witch, I think they call it. And there's a part where it, like, falls apart and you can see there's like a board in there keeping it sturdy, and that's kind of funny. Anyway, uh, boy, I'm rambling a lot in this for some reason. I don't know why. I'm sorry. Anyway, moving on, outside Balkan Skull, we finally get to the next character on this list, Ernie. That's the other one I'm really surprised has never gotten any kind of merchandise. Like, the closest is, let's see, the Pudgy Pig figure, if you ordered the one that came in the big lunchbox thing that wasn't really a lunchbox because it was made of cardboard, it came with a little backdrop card of Ernie's juice bar, but they kind of ruined it by sticking a big Mighty Morphin logo in the corner of it. Like, I know why it's there, it's Mighty Morphin, you want to brand it Mighty Morphin, but I feel like they could have shrunk it down and put it more in the corner, because it's just way too distracting the way it is. And the other thing is, let's see, the Power Ranger dolls they made way back in Mighty Morphin, the Power Rangers for Girls collection, or whatever they were called. They made a little Trini and Kimberly doll, they made an Aisha doll. I don't think they ever made a Catherine doll. Maybe they did, I don't know. But there was like a little fold-out cardboard thing, kind of like the Pudgy Pig juice bar back thing of the juice bar. And that's the closest we've ever gotten to juice bar merchandise. We've never gotten a toy of Ernie or any kind of merchandise outside of, like, trading cards. Whoopee, trading cards. You know, when Imagine Next was doing Power Ranger toys and they were doing these big play sets, I kept thinking, do a juice bar play set. Make a little Ernie Imagine Next figure. Have a little Balkan Skull Imagine Next figures. The Imagine Next line was really cool, and they really cared about the fans. They had plans going forward. There was all this cool stuff they had planned out that just never happened when Hasbro bought the franchise. Let's see, Imagine Next is part of Mattel, I think, and Mattel is a competitor to Hasbro, so Hasbro's definitely not going to let them keep doing that, especially when Hasbro has the Play School line, and they wanted to push that, although they didn't, and now it's just kind of dead. I really like the kind of small stylized figure lines. I really wish they could have done more, because it feels like they could have been way more expansive than the main action figure lines. So anyway, moving on. Ernie needs a toy. Stuff he could come with. A broom? So he can play broom ball, I guess? Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of too many things that Ernie could come with. Maybe a mango fruit to give to Tommy to... let's see, I can't think of too much that Ernie could come with, but he'd be a great figure. Fans would definitely love an Ernie figure. And now, moving on. Over 10 minutes into this video, and I'm only a few characters in. I might have to split this into a couple videos. So anyway, Miss Appleby. Make a Miss Appleby toy. Fans would like it. I mean, it would definitely stand out. I can't think of too many, like, nice little lady figures out there. I don't think they're gonna ever make a toy of Miss Appleby, but I would like it. It'd be awesome if they did. So, Mr. Kaplan, also. If you make a Miss Appleby, you gotta make a Mr. Kaplan. Actually, you know what I was thinking? Hasbro does Star Wars, and Star Wars has made toys of, like, every single everybody. Like, no matter how obscure they are. Like, Wilro Hood, he's gotten a toy. Or two. I don't remember how many figures he's gotten. But yeah, I don't see why Power Rangers couldn't also be that expansive like Star Wars. Except for that it's just not as popular as Star Wars, but moving on. Mr. Kaplan, a cool thing with him would be he could have a removable toupee. Oh, and they could have, like, an alternate one that's, like, fallen into the, in the food fight episode, his toupee flies off and it lands in, was it, like, chili sauce or something? I don't remember. But anyway, yeah, they need another one that's, like, all soaked wet so he can, can't think of much else for him. So, moving on from that is, Quagmire from Island of Illusion. Let's see, Mystere Fusion just did a video about Island of Illusion a while ago. It was really good. And it made me think about Quagmire all over again. When I was a kid, I really liked that episode. I really liked Quagmire. He was a neat little addition. Oh, and also 2 different outfits for him. So, there's potential for a re-release there. If they were going to actually do such a deep-cut character. But then again, they did a character who's not even in the show and only existed in the toy line. So, and they did all the A-Squad Rangers. Although they didn't do interchangeable heads for them. That was kind of disappointing. If Hasbro had done the A-Squad Rangers with interchangeable heads, then I would have, like, way more hope for, like, these really deep-cut, obscure things that most people probably wouldn't think about. Whatever. Quagmire, he could come with the little flute thing that he plays. I don't know, maybe some accessory related to the Island of Illusion episode, like, I don't know, Balkan Skull's turtle. Oh, that's something, Balkan Skull dressed up as angels. They could come with that little sign in the ground and the turtle. Why not? And then Quagmire at the end in his hip-hop getup. Let's see. Oh, and this is a cool one. Although I don't know if it would work exactly. I don't know. Because, let's see. It's Zordon. We do have a Zordon toy. It's, let's see, the little tube that came with the Alpha figure. It's still available. They're still selling it on Amazon. But it's more like the in-space Zordon. And I was thinking, like, the human form Zordon, and not the one from the movie. I'm thinking of the one from, what was it? Power Ranger Punks. When Zordon is telling the Rangers what they have to do to reverse the punk thing, he talks about getting the singing squash, and we see a flashback of Zordon, like, as a human, or humanoid, or something. And it's footage of Barza from Zyuranger. And I was thinking, they could just take Barza's design, make it an action figure, and call it Zordon. I think that would be really, really cool. Make a toy of Barza, but call it Zordon. I think fans would just go crazy for that. They would freaking love it. But Zordon has, like, different looks outside of the tube. Like, in the movie, like I mentioned, he's like a withered, like, kind of whitish gray colored guy. He's got this robe thing. You can kind of see his hands. He never even gets up. He's laying down the whole time. So I don't think that would have much potential as a toy. Maybe if they did like a Command Center playset or something, you could have him in the tube, sculpted there, and it comes with an Alpha, kind of like the other Zordon Alpha set. Then in the comics, Zordon has a completely different look, where he's like just a blue guy. I thought that wasn't very imaginative, but whatever. Oh, and then there's one of the Paper Cuts comics. They did actually use Barza's clothes, but also for some reason they went back and they altered Zordon and Rita's backstory. They, for some reason, changed Zordon to this turnip-headed guy. Rutan Tuman, I think was his name. It was really bizarre. I have no idea why in the world they didn't want to use the Barza design for Zordon. Like, it's weird, because they're retelling the Rita Zordon backstory that's, like, in a bunch of the... It's, I think, at the beginning of the fan club video. It's at the beginning of a bunch of the old Mighty Morphin chapter books and another supplementary material. So, I don't know why they did that. Actually, that could be cool. They could make the toy of Barza, then as a bonus, like, interchangeable head, have Rutan Tuman's turnip head. That would be cool. Oh, and also they could have the blue head from the comics. And then later on, they could re-release, like, a suit with, like, armor, kind of like how he looks in the comics. That'd be kind of neat. So, moving on from that, Richie. Richie needs a toy. And if you're saying, who's Richie, leave. Anyway, Richie was a minor character. He was intended to be a love interest for Trini, but when Trini's actor left, they didn't really know what to do with him, and then he left, and that's about where it begins and ends for him. He doesn't really mean a whole lot to the series, but he's a nice guy. He was a part of Mighty Morphin. He's a character that I remember. He had a presence to him that was really cool, so, like, if they could get the head sculpt for him right, I think fans would like it. It'd be a cute little thing. So then, Tickle Sneezer. Let's see, they could do him for, like, the Monsters line, although I'd hope they don't make him really big. I'm hoping they make him more, like, in scale with the Rangers, kind of like the Tanga or Finster, or some of the other figures, Ecliptor. Oh, and they're making Red Ecliptor, I just remembered. That's a really deep-cut character, although they're probably only doing it because it's a simple recolor of the normal Ecliptor toy they already did. Anyway, Mr. Tickle Sneezer. A cool thing he could come with is the doll version of himself. And, oh, And if they do Tickle Sneezer, then it would be really easy to just do a slight repaint and sculpt for a new body and do Grumble the Magic Elf, who I don't have on my list for some reason. Anyway, going back to Tickle Sneezer, oh, he could also come with the little bottles of the stuff that he sucks up in the bottles. That would be really cool. I think fans would like a Tickle Sneezer figure. I always liked his episode. He was a cool character. He was a really unique character who kind of got shafted, unfortunately, by the end of the episode. Spoilers, it was all a dream. That's lame. Then again, Power Rangers plays so fast and loose with continuity, they could probably just bring him back and it wouldn't matter that it was a dream. So, yeah, make a Tickle Sneezer toy. Oh, what the... Stuff just falling down back there. So, yeah, Mr. Tickle Sneezer. Make a toy of Tickle Sneezer. He could come with his little doll, the stuff. I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah, Rita has this, like, book that tells about... Or, oh, no, wait, it's Finster's book that tells about what Tickle Sneezer does. So then, moving on. Ninjor. Now, Ninjor... Let's see, I don't have him around hand, but I do have NinjaCon here. They have made a Ninjor for the retro, or well, it started out as the flip headline, but then they repainted it for the that line, the Retro Megazord line. They could probably re-release Ninjor in the Retro Megazord line with where is it? This VHS box packaging. I think that would be kind of cool if they did that. I don't really know if there's any like alternate forms to Ninjor they could do. Like maybe they could re-sculpt him to be slightly more posable, because like as this figure is, he's not very posable. They intended for him to replicate the original release, which doesn't really move a whole lot. So if they were to make a Lightning Collection Ninjor, I'm hoping he would be way more posable. And also, let's see, I don't know if he could actually still transform and stay posable, so I'm thinking they would probably do a Ninjor and then do the battle mode Ninjor for, like, a separate character. Oh, and then they could repaint it, do a new head sculpt, and there's a new NinjaCon. So yeah, they could double dip on NinjaCon, or quadruple dip, if you count both of Ninjor's forms. So moving on from that, Lieutenant Stone. In Season 3 of Power Rangers, Balkan Skull met Lieutenant Stone, and he was a really big character, a really important character for a couple of seasons. I liked him. He was a pretty charming character. Not my favorite character, especially when it comes to side characters. He's definitely not my favorite, but he was a really nice character, a cool addition to the cast. And let's see, stuff he could come with. He could come with the Balkan Skull chimps from Turbo. I'd buy it. I'd like to have toys of Balkan Skull as chimps from Turbo. Let's see. There's a couple different versions of him. When he first shows up, he's a police officer. Then in Zeo, he's a detective on his own. And then in Turbo, he's he's taken over the juice bar from Ernie. He's got the Hawaiian shirt on, and that's when he's taking care of the Balkan Skull chimps. Any of them, I think, would be a cool figure. Like, I don't know. He's a kind of a deep-cut character, but again, he's still Mighty Morphin, so there's still a chance he could get, like, a figure or something, so... Like, of any season, if any season is going to get side characters as toys, it would be Mighty Morphin, so that's why I'm going to be going deep cut. Now, the next one is the Kid Rangers, who showed up in Rangers Back in Time and Alien Rangers. I think these would be really cool figures. They could put them in a box set, although I don't think they would, because so far, like, let's see, the one big box set they did was the Psycho Rangers, and they're all basically the same bodies, just with different colors. Like, the females and the males have different body sculpts, obviously, but the helmets and everything else is all the exact same design. All they have to do is repaint it. Even the female Rangers, there's two of them, so they just have to have one sculpt for two characters. And then there's the A-Squad Rangers. They haven't had a big box set, but they did all share basically the same body sculpt. The only different one was the Red Ranger Charlie. She was the only female ranger on the team, so she had a different body sculpt. But even then, like, all the same armor, the same heads. Actually, they went a step further and painted most of their heads the same with the wrong visors. That was annoying. I got a bunch of the wrong visor ones. Oh well. Anyway, the Kid Rangers, They were cool characters. I always liked those episodes as a kid. I liked the Rangers Back in Time episodes. I liked the Alien Rangers episodes. I thought the kid actors were really cool. It'd be really neat to have figures of them. Uh, Also, like the Rangers themselves in like their civilian clothes and stuff. They did do that figure of Andros. That was cool. So I don't like, but he wasn't really detailed. He was just all in black with the cloak on. If they were to do the actual Rangers, uh, like in civilian clothes, I'd hope they would put a little more effort into what they with Andros. If they do an Andros in the future, another one, I'd like him to be in his in-space uniform. I think that would be a really cool figure, because those uniforms are really cool. So anyway, back to the Kid Rangers. I think they'd be pretty cool. They'd have to switch out Kimberly and Kat, because in Alien Rangers, Kimberly wasn't there anymore, so they had Kat in her place. Oh, and there were Kid Balkan Skull. They'd be cool figures, too. Can't think of much else about that. So, oh, the Alien Rangers. Yeah, I'm gonna count them. Let's see, they are Rangers, they're their own team, but they're also, like, they're only in a mini-series, and then they make little appearances throughout Zeo. They show up at the end of In Space. Orko shows up in Forever Red. And after that, they're kind of forgotten about. Do they even show up in Super Megaforce? Like in the Legendary Battle? I think maybe they do? I don't remember. But anyway, the Alien Rangers... Oh, unmorphed, too. The Alien Rangers would make cool figures. Oh, and also similar to the A-Squad Rangers, they all have the same uniform. They're all guys, except for Delphine. So it would also be a lot like the Alien Ranger figures. Just do the black body... Oh, and also there's not a lot of paint on them, so I think of any, like, civilian team to get, the Alien Rangers are, yeah, they might actually get civilian Ranger figures. Who knows? Them morphed... Like, we're definitely going to get morphed Alien Rangers at some point in the line. So, anyway, that's all of Mighty Morphin. This has been going on for a while, so I'm going to stop it here and maybe do another video in the future about this. Hope you enjoyed this. See ya.